For this week's science experiment, we are making a water cycle in a bag. Now, Mr. Bouquet is doing the experiment as well in case you can't do it at home. So for this experiment, you can watch the video to explain how to set it up, but you need a Ziploc bag, you need to put water in the bottom. Now the video says you can put food dye in there as well, but you don't have to put food dye in there. The video says to draw some clouds on the top, and that's an optional step as well. You don't have to draw the clouds on top. You need to tape it to a hot sunny window, and then you just need to wait. So at the moment, you can see all my water is at the bottom of the bag. There is no water at the top of the bag. But as the sun heats up and as the day goes on, things might change. So I'm gonna leave this camera on time lapse, and we're gonna see what happens to the water at the bottom of the bag as it heats up. Now it's time to look at the results of the experiment. And unfortunately, my GoPro ran out of battery, so we didn't get to see the water molecules forming that much on the time lapse. But as you can see, at the end of the day, I do have some water drops that are near the top of the bag. And no, this bag was not flicked or tipped upside down in any way. So I guess the question is, how did the drops of water get to the top of the bag? And the answer lies in the sun. Now, it did take a long time for this to work for me today because it wasn't the hottest of days, but as part of the water cycle, the sun heats up the water at the bottom of the bag and that evaporates, which means it turns into a gas, and the gas rises to the top of the bag. But at the top of the bag, the gas can't escape. So once it gets dense at the top, it turns back into these water droplets that we see here. And the same thing happens outside. All the water that we have in our lakes and oceans evaporates, goes up to the sky, and eventually turns back into liquid in the clouds. Now, I can't see any clouds in the sky today. It's a perfect day. But you'll just have to imagine that when you see clouds, that they can have rain forming in them, and when it rains, the water from the cloud comes back down to the earth. So there you have it. That was our science experiment for the week. A pretty easy one to set up, explaining the water cycle. Now, I would love to see your results. So if you get a chance to post, if you get a chance to do the experiment and take a photo, please post the results on Seesaw, so I can see how your experiment turned out. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Say goodbye, water cycle. Goodbye, water cycle. Say goodbye, Ragnar the dog. Goodbye. And I'll see you next time.